I know it's been a while, but here I am with more tips that you probably don't know. We are on Live Oaks from south side of the map in H5, so there is a way to cross the river without losing any speed at all, and it is the fastest way to get to that position. What you need to do when crossing the river is you see there is a rock in the water poking out. For the south side, keep it on your tank's left side. After getting to the little island, turn around 20 degrees to the right and make it to the main island. If you do everything correctly, there shouldn't be any drowning indicator, which will reduce your speed by a lot. From the other side, it's everything reversed. First the 20-degree turn, and then keep the rock on the right side of your tank. Here is a comparison between every pathway and how long it takes in ideal situations. We are on Lakeville from the north spawn. If you're going down to the city and you get spotted early, right about when you get to the first building, there is a high chance that there is a light tank in G4 middle bush spotting you. How to tell if there is a light tank in the bushes is that there is a fence that goes through the bush, and if the fence is missing, there is a high chance the light is in the bush. What you do then is blind shot him, and if the shield disappears, you hit him. Keep shooting until he dies, because usually they shouldn't be able to escape without getting spotted by your own light tank. We are on Serene Coast from south spawn in H6, and there is a very safe bush to shoot at the cross that you get from your light tanks. There is also a camping spot a bit to the left, but it's more dangerous since you get spotted from lights yellowing middle or the lights in the back, and you need to knock the trees. What's good about this spot is that you don't get spotted from the enemy light tank, since you're not exposed to him unless you want to. We are on Tundra on the hill. You can get shots into people who are playing safe. So if you're playing a light or a medium with decent camo, you can peek into the bush and get a free shot. Also, if you get pushed, there is a little pocket from both sides, allowing you to still fight for the hill, and people usually don't expect you just sitting in there, allowing you to as well get more damage. But from the other side, more dangerous because you can get YOLO'd from below. We are on Fisherman's Bay from south side, so what you can do to not get spotted from this position is knock this tree outwards, and when you do, you can side script that corner, or if you're in a rear turret tank, or if your turret is way in the front, you can just peek the bush usually. You should stay unspotted before you shoot, unless there is a light tank with like CVS and very high view range who maybe can spot you. We are on Abbey from north side. There is no special way of doing this one. You just try to get in one line with the stairs. After you do, in the mid-air, turn left so that you get over the stairs. After that, you literally have angles on tank destroyers and behind you if there is anyone playing. Also, there is a bit of an angle on the 8th and 9th line, so you can surprise people if they're hiding behind a house, and you might get like an extra angle. You can also fully hide behind the house as well. I have used this a couple of times and it actually worked surprisingly well, since no one literally expects you to be in this position. I remember I showed you a few videos ago how to climb over here on Abbey, but it was near the stairs. There is an easier way of climbing. So to the left of the tree, there's a little ramp. You try to hit it at an angle, so you go more to the left side. When you go up, you go more to the left side. And after you do, you just tap A and D a little bit and you go up. I found that this is way easier to do than the previous one that I showed you all. We are on Halluf from south side. I learned this spot from a Yuxin. I highly recommend to check him out. Link is gonna be in the description. He's a very good player. So how it works is that you knock a tree forwards and then you can peek into heavies. You can literally shoot them without, no, you will get spotted, but before that you're gonna be unspotted. So basically get a free shot if they're peeking that corner. We are on Mannerheim Line, and there is two ways of doing this climb. Before you try to attempt this, please train it in the training rooms first, because it's very dangerous. First is that you need a good angle like shown to fly all the way up, or do it the slow way, which is more reliable, but will require a little bit of practice. Throughout most of this climb, you will have to be tapping A and D buttons to retain traction. After you get up to the safe spot, you need to angle yourself half of your tank towards the rock and half of it on the ground. After you do so, you go up, turn right to gain traction with a decently fast tank. If you don't have a lot of speed, then you'll have to gain momentum sideways, or I like to call it snaking. This position might be useful to break the camp on this map, which always happens on C2 corner, and as always, it's very easy to do this climb with EBR. You basically don't need to do anything. We are on the Glacier on the hill, and how often does this happen to you? Most of the people try to get shots on the little gap with a slight tilt, where you don't know what the limit could be. So just to know the limit, the correct way to get gun depression until about this line, depending on the tank that you're playing with, and knowing where the limit is in that tank. If your left track goes over the bump, you will slide. Also, if you try to get lower than the line showed, you will also fall. It's also possible to use this position if people are hiding below you and you cannot see them from up top, but be careful because you can easily slide down, and I've failed a lot of times on this one. And when you peek over, if they have quite good gun elevation, they can also shoot at you, but most of the time they're not aware of you there. We are on Mines Hill, so if you need to get a little bit extra gun depression on the tanks below you when they're either going at the start of the battle or they're reversing backwards, what you can do without exposing yourself to the TDs on the H7 or people playing at C9 is use the ram behind you to tilt your tank downwards, and then you get extra gun depression. We are on Overlord, and if you're trapped behind this bunker from mid or lower or the heavy corner, there's a way to go down depending how you do it. You will take from 0 to 250 damage from my testing. So what you need to do is, as shown, just go forward a bit and try to do everything as slow as you can, because fall damage works in kind of a weird way. Once you're a layer down, you need to go to this gap between the rocks and aim for the little spike. Do it as slowly as you possibly can. This is where you might take damage, but I have also not taken damage here, so it's kind of RNG. It also looks very, very sketchy.